During last 4 years of development of the orchestra, we really achieved some fantastic things, and the orchestra is now much bigger because the city of Toulouse gave us 25 musicians more, which is a very significant increase, which allows us to play bigger repertoire, and we can do opera at the same time. And so it's a fantastic development in terms of the investment, artistic investment for the future. But also we have a lot of young people who now came to the orchestra, who joined us because of these extra positions which were created, and this gave a huge, fantastic energy to the orchestra. Of course, it's much more work because we have to educate them and we have to get them some experience, but it's a fantastic energy. So the development over the last 4 years, it's incredible, and I'm very, very happy with the orchestra. Toulouse Orchestra is a very special orchestra because we spend all our time, and they spend all their time preparing music and being in music and rehearsing and doing concerts, because they also play opera. So it's most of the life is surrounded by music. So maybe it's less relaxed orchestra in terms of, less routine orchestra, because the other orchestras have more time to relax and do nothing, or I don't know, have more free time. Toulouse Orchestra is very dynamic, very energetic, very busy. We have a lot of programs, a lot of concerts, a lot of activity, and I think that's what makes this orchestra very special. Last year we went, first time for the history of the orchestra, we went to Great Britain. We had a concert there in one of the most beautiful halls in Britain, the greatest acoustics which exists, like in Birmingham and Manchester. And I think it is very, very important that the orchestra tours, because the touring is what gives, first of all, the image of the orchestra and the reputation of the orchestra, this international recognition, but also it mobilizes everybody. It makes the orchestra realize actually how fantastic they are, and for development of the orchestra, for being very reactive and dynamic, and being able to play different repertoires at different conditions, and it is very, very important. So touring is the important part of the development of any orchestra. So we are very, very happy that the future tours which we have, we're going to Japan, we're going to be in Baltic countries, in Europe again, then we're coming again to Asia in the end of the season. So it is fantastic for us. Well, I like a lot of Russian composers. I don't really want to be unfair to some other ones. If I say I like Tchaikovsky, but what about Rachmaninoff? What about Rimsky-Korsakov? French composers are the same. Particularly, I like the impressionistic French composers. We can call them like that, like Debussy, Ravel, especially Berlioz, who is much earlier than the Impressionism, so-called, but somebody who started this beautiful and powerful French music school and developed so much the instruments and the orchestration and orchestra in general. So we must never forget this, and French music is today one of the important parts, for example, in my repertoire.